what were the hopes and expectations for where he would fall in the draft?
Um, of course, without the injury,
Yeah.
he would have been easily. They had told what we had pretty good intel on was that he was mid first round, leaning up toward lottery, which was really very strong. It was very good, considering that he had just come on really well as a sophomore, but was tearing it up as a junior before
Yeah.
the injury. So we thought, well, with the injury, since they're still saying he could land in the first round, we had our fingers crossed that it would be right there toward the end of the first round, somewhere out here on the West Coast. Um, so when he fell to the second round, I think we were a little bit less than ecstatic. He was. We were ecstatic that he got drafted, period. So, you
Yeah.
just have to be happy. Um, and then, of course, when it was Detroit, I was like, oh my God, it's one of the coldest places. Oh my God. Remember, we're from Southern California. So,
So, yeah, that's true.
so it was a big shift.
Yeah,
But
of course.
you know what? Wherever he goes, we were going to make it a point to be as present for him as we could.
So, now just take us back to draft night.
Hmm.
Where did you watch the draft and who was by your side?
Oh, we were at home. We had gathered family and friends. We had the pastor here too and his wife,
Nice.
just because we knew that this was going to be a significantly transitional moment in Spencer's life. And whether he actually made the first round or the second or ended up undrafted for some reason, because that happens all the time, we wanted him to know that we were there with energy and excitement and support and love and faith and everything to just kind of propel to this next step.
So, that year, the same draft, my son went undrafted. So I understand exactly what you're saying because it was a different narrative for us, right? I mean, here he was at UNLV and just blowing up, and then all of a sudden, his name was never called. So just that moment was really tough. We drove to New York and he didn't want to go in. He just said, I just want to stay in the hotel. And I said, okay. And I'm glad that he did. But in the end, he ended up reflecting on the moment and where he was and understood that I'm not going to make it to the NBA, just not today. It's going to come. But it was really hard to see him crushed.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I like what I speak to you wonderful moms because a lot of the moms I speak to, their sons were in the same draft. So I get to hear the opposite. I get to hear the happy stories. You know what I mean? So I just love it because it just wasn't the same for us. I mean, but everything all happens in due time, and I truly believe it just wasn't his day. So
You're
Spencer,
100% right.
yeah,
A
yeah,
100%. Because I could see even on Spencer's face when it was second round. But my feeling was, look, there are 60 kids every
yeah,
year. That's it.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
And if you're one of those 60, there's the blessing.
You're
There's the
already a winner. Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell me, Stephanie, now you're sitting there, 38th name is called, and it's your baby's name. So tell me, what did you do when you heard when you heard your child's name? When you're sitting at home, were you on your couch? What'd you do? So
well, we had, as I said, we had a house full of people
yeah.
and we had a little food, the whole little thing. But I was sitting in front of the TV. So when they called his name, of course, they did a little snippet of a couple of his plays. So they were showing him
Yes.
do this and they were showing him do that. I said, there he is! He's on the TV! Watch!
That's the best feeling.
Oh my gosh. It was joyful. That's all I can say. Whether it was Detroit or Nova Scotia, it was joyful. It was a moment. And there was my baby on that big screen. And they were talking about whatever they felt his attributes were. I don't even know now, but they were talking about something about him. They're probably talking about whatever his height was. Must have talked about some kind of average of something. Who knows? But it was on the screen. That's what I know.
And it was all about Spencer. That's all that matters.
The
I just,
rest
you know
was
what? I'm feeling the joy right now with you. It's like you're reminiscing to that night, and I love it. I love it. You know what? That's something that you can just keep replaying over and over and over, and it's always going to feel brand new, and it's always going to be just more and more joyful. So good for you.